They said he disappeared, that one day the fire in his eyes went out, and the man he used to be was gone. But the truth, he didn't vanish. He transcended. He didn't fall into the darkness. He became it. Because the world never remembers the quiet ones. It remembers those who walk through hell and come back owning it. He wasn't born ruthless. Life carved him that way. One betrayal, one scar, one sleepless night at a time. He learned that mercy has an expiration date, and loyalty is only real when it's tested by fire. He gave people love and got deceit in return. He gave trust and was handed knives. He gave loyalty and watched it rot in the hands of the ungrateful. But pain has a strange way of cleansing you. It doesn't destroy you, it forges you. And in that forge, in the cold and endless dark, a warlord was born. He stopped chasing light, because light blinded him. It made him believe in happy endings, in fair fights. The dark taught him truth. It showed him that survival isn't about hope, it's about evolution. That respect isn't something you demand, it's something you become. And so he built a new realm, not of gold or marble, but of scars and silence. They called it the Kingdom of Shadows, a realm where pain is the teacher, where scars are the armor, where warriors are not born, they're forged. This kingdom had no crowns, no feasts, no songs, only the hum of fire and the whispers of the fallen. In this kingdom, every broken soul that refused to die found its place. Every outcast, every betrayed heart, every dreamer who was laughed at, they gathered here. Not to cry, not to beg, but to rise. Because the shadows don't pity you, they prepare you. He ruled in silence. No speeches, no promises, just presence. The kind that makes entire rooms fall quiet. The kind that comes from a man who's been through every kind of pain and stopped running from it. His armor was black, his sword heavier than sin, and his eyes glowed like burning coals. Not because of hate, but because of clarity. He had seen everything fall apart once. Now he would build something that couldn't. People once mocked him. They called him too serious, too cold, too distant. But what they never understood was that distance is how survivors protect their peace. That silence is louder than 1,000 empty apologies. That sometimes the only way to heal is to let the world forget your name. He disappeared from their world and built his own, a world where the weak become strong, where pain becomes purpose, where failure is not an end, but the beginning of dominance. His people, the warriors of the dark, followed his example. They stopped begging for respect. They earned it. They stopped looking for light. They became it, because in the Kingdom of Shadows, there's no room for self-pity. Only evolution, only purpose, only the relentless pursuit of becoming untouchable. There were nights when he sat alone on his throne of black stone, watching the embers flicker at his feet, the air heavy with the scent of iron and ash. Behind him, the shadows moved, not as enemies, but as allies. Each one whispered a name, a memory, a lesson. He listened to them all. Some nights, they whispered of his past, of the ones who tried to break him, of the faces that smiled to his face and spat behind his back, of the people who said, "You'll never be enough." And he would smile, that slow, knowing smile of a man who has already buried his weakness. Because now he knew better. They didn't break him. They built him. Every act of disrespect was a brick in his empire. Every lie, a spark in his forge. Every betrayal, a chapter in his legend. And oh, how the tables turned. The same people who once laughed at him now speak his name with caution. The same mouths that mocked him now stay silent in his presence. Because somewhere along the way, the boy they tried to destroy became the shadow that watches over them all. He learned that pain is not the enemy, comfort is. That comfort kills kings faster than swords. And that greatness doesn't rise in sunlight. It rises in silence, through storms no one sees. He trained his mind to find strength in suffering, to find lessons in loss, to find power in every scar, because every mark on his soul was proof that he had survived what others couldn't. Now, when people look into his eyes, they see something they can't explain. It's not anger, it's not pride, it's certainty. The certainty of a man who has walked through his own personal hell and set up a throne there. They call him the warlord of shadows, a myth, a curse, a ghost of vengeance and silence. But he doesn't seek revenge. He seeks justice, and justice is patience sharpened by time. He knows the universe has a way of balancing itself, and when it does, he'll be sitting quietly, watching it all unfold. Because time is the blade no man escapes, and respect, real respect, always comes back to those who earn it. Now, people come to him, the broken, the bitter, the betrayed. They kneel before him and ask, "How did you survive?" And he always gives the same answer: "I didn't survive. I was reborn." Because to live in the shadows is not to die. It's to evolve beyond fear, to stop seeking light from others and start generating it yourself. To understand that the world doesn't reward the loud, it rewards the disciplined. He looks at them, these lost souls, and tells them, "The ones who hurt you did not win. They simply showed you the depth of your own strength. You owe them nothing but silence, because silence terrifies them more than your words ever will." And they understand, because they see it in him. A man carved from loss, tempered by rage, crowned by control. A man who no longer needs to shout to be heard. His very existence is proof. You don't need revenge when you've become everything they said you couldn't be. He walks through his halls of obsidian and fire, his reflection flickering on every blackened stone. Chains hang like memories, skulls rest as trophies, not of death, but of conquered weakness. The air hums with power. Every heartbeat echoes like thunder. He doesn't smile often, but when he does, it's not warmth. It's prophecy, because he knows what's coming. He knows that one day, the ones who disrespected him will realize what they lost. They'll crave the respect they once threw away. They'll beg for the understanding they denied him. And when that day comes, he won't need to say a word, because the silence will speak for him. The silence of a man who no longer needs validation. The silence of a warrior who no longer bleeds for the unworthy. The silence of a king who rules where the light fears to shine. That's his revenge. Not cruelty, not destruction, but evolution. He has become everything they feared, and everything they could never be. The kingdom of shadows isn't a place. It's a mindset, a realm built within the hearts of those who refuse to stay broken. It exists wherever pain births strength, where failure breeds focus, where the forgotten forge their own crowns. And once you belong to it, once you've earned your scars, you never kneel again, because those who have seen the dark no longer beg for the light. They become it.